What I felt with the policies, flexible policies, and good administration, as Mr. Sharma had mentioned, I think from a business point of view, what we look at as an entrepreneur is the risk management. What helps us is the ease of business, good flexible policy, good implementation of these policies on time to help us to take that risk as an entrepreneur. And I'm very confident with my experience in past 2 years that these all are there in the state. As a business, First Steps Babywear is our parent company. We are about 1,500 crores of business. We are going to be public very soon. We're just not a manufacturer. We are part of retail chain as well. We are across pan-India. And we grow in baby and mother categories, and we are really fast-growing business in terms of trajectory of business. In terms of Odisha, we've invested in garment manufacturing in Khurda, close to about 250 crores of investment. And we are planning to start operations by 2026. Third quarter 2026, with employing close to about 5,000 people. Well, looking into my experience, I'm here today to also confirm that I'll be investing into backward integration as well and going into spinning and processing with the composite unit integrated with the support of Odisha government and the support of Honorable Chief Minister. I would endorse for all the entrepreneurs here to look into this, the future of textile industries, to come and look at exploring new avenues here as for our industry, I think skill, policies, the framework and administration is very important. So I personally feel and you all should come. You all should explore the same way we did a couple of years back. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Pasi. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Odisha's progress is powered by the trust of its investors. We now take this opportunity to felicitate our industry leaders who have either invested in the textile and apparel sector in Odisha or are about to do so with major ventures. May I request the Honorable Chief Minister to do the honors and felicitate them. To begin with, we would like to invite on stage Shahi Exports Private Limited, being represented by Mr. R.P. Goel. A big round of applause as we invite them on stage for the felicitation. Yes. The next one would be Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail Limited, being represented by Ms. Priyanka Priyadarshini. Shahi Exports Private Limited, a big round of applause. Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail Limited, being represented by Ms. Priyanka Priyadarshini, who is already on stage here with us. The next would be Page Industries Limited, being represented by Mr. Nitin Kumar. I'll request them to please come close to the stage. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Page Industries, being represented by Mr. Nitin Kumar. And the next would be First Steps Babywear Private Limited, Color Tone, being represented by Mr. Manish Pasi. First Steps Babywear Private Limited, being represented by Mr. Manish Pasi. We'll then invite SAPL Industries Private Limited also to be there close to the stage, represented by Mr. Pramod Kumar Mahavar. I'll also request Wild Lotus Fashion Private Limited, represented by Mr. Saroj Kumar Ray, to please join us close to the stage. Yes, SAPL Industries Private Limited, represented by Mr. Pramod Kumar Mahavar. After that, it's Wild Lotus Fashion, and I'll also request Tri-Metro Garments India Private Limited, Epic Group, represented by Mr. Sambit Patnaik. I'll request Mr. Patnaik also to come close to the stage. Yes, Wild Lotus Fashion Private Limited, Mr. Saroj Kumar Ray. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. After Tri-Metro, we will also have MAS India Clothing Private Limited, represented by Mr. Pulani Velu K. I'll request him to also please come close to the stage. So Tri-Metro Garments India Private Limited, represented by Mr. Sambit Patnaik. And post MAS India, I'll also request Adisham Ventures Private Limited, being represented by Mr. Madan Mohan Subramanian, to please join close to the stage. Yes, it's MAS India Clothing Private Limited, now being felicitated by the Honorable Chief Minister. I'll also request Sports King India Limited, being represented by Mr. Manish Avasthi, to please join on stage. Adishtam Ventures Private Limited. Yes. MAS India Clothing Private Limited. A big round of applause for all of them. Request, ladies and gentlemen, to please, it's a token of appreciation from our side. Adishtam Ventures Private Limited. We would have then Sports King India Limited, KPR Mill Limited, and Tirupur Export Association and CI Tirupur. I'll request all of them to please join on. So Sports King India Limited, followed by KPR Mill Limited, being represented by Mr. Anand Krishnan. And Tirupur Export Association and CI Tirupur, being represented by Mr. Sunil Junjunwala, Techno Sportswear Private Limited. So we would like to thank all of them for being an integral part of the Odisha textile ecosystem. Can we have a huge round of applause for all of them? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we are very grateful to all of them for being a part of the textile ecosystem of Odisha, and thank you so much to all of you. We look forward to your continued support to the Odisha textile ecosystem. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us today on stage Development Commissioner cum ACS, Government of Odisha, Srimati Anu Garg, who has played a stellar role in implementation of the broader development policies of the state as envisioned by the government. May I now request her for her address with a round of applause from all of you.
Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha, Honorable Ministers of Textiles, Industries, my colleague, Chief Secretary, other colleagues sitting here, industry captains, Priyanka Pridarshini, ladies and gentlemen. at the outset, I have great pleasure in sharing with you briefly I'll share with you the Odisha vision, which was recently launched by the Honorable Prime Minister. And the vision for Odisha is very, very special because apart from the vision for 2047, like all other states, for us there's a very important milestone in the middle, which is 2036, when Odisha will turn 100. Many of you will recall a few years back, Odisha was seen as part of the Bimaru, the low-income states, but no longer. We are a $118 billion economy, 3% of the national GDP. And in this vision that we have set for ourselves, we intend to go up to 4% of the national GDP by 2036 at $500 billion, and by 2047, 5% of the national GDP at $1.5 trillion. It is a very, very huge aspirational target that we have set for ourselves, but we hope to achieve it. And why I'm talking about it here is that this sector is a sector we hope will be helping towards this. In our vision, this kind of outcome that we are looking to achieve will not be possible with business as usual. So even though the state is growing at 7.4%, which is more than the national growth rate, despite that, we will have to really buck up and grow at more than 9.5%. We have also set for ourselves a very huge target for employment. That is 1 crore by 2047. And every year, it means 5 lakh people will have to be given employment. And that's again, that's why this sector is going to play a very, very critical role. The third thing is that the LFPR, the female labor force participation rate in Odisha, is 49% presently. We intend to take it up to 70%. And if we do that, again, it is this sector which is going to contribute, because as you all were mentioning, 80% of your employees would be women. Our entire vision is anchored on 3 broad pillars. Pillar 1 is prosperity, so which is port-led growth, more industrialization, urbanization as a growth engine, all those factors. The second is wellness, how we would like our people to be fit, to be healthy, have good nutrition. And the third is equity. And that is again an area where we feel the textile sector will be playing a very important role. Because as Hemant was mentioning, already the kind of geographical growth that is taking place for this textile sector, with Keonjhar on the map and now Sambalpur and Bolangir on the map, that is going to be a huge geographical equity apart from women getting involved, and so social inclusivity. So I'm very, very confident that it is this sector which is really going to make a huge difference and contribute majorly to our goals that we have set for ourselves in this vision. Another thing in the vision is that there are some cross-cutting themes. So while we have 27 chapters on various things, including industrialization and growth, the underlying theme is women-led development, which is an area where we will, as textile sector, we will be contributing. And the other one is good governance. And as Hemant was mentioning, it is very critical, not just the good policy that we have, but to ensure its good implementation. And I can assure you that not only will this entire team, all of us across sectors will be ensuring that that implementation, that good governance is also available for you. Skilling will always be a very, very critical role, will be playing a very critical role. And the goal we have set for ourselves is not just skilling for India, it's not just skilling for Odisha, but skilling for the world. And we would, but here in this case, we will be very happy for our girls and boys to get employment here. And we have a very interesting model, I think it is with Messrs. Page Industries, where we are providing for the skilling costs and they are assuring captive employment for our boys and girls. These type of models are there. We have an exclusive ITI for textiles. We have 70 plus institutions that are giving more than 3,000 children training in textile engineering, textile technology. So all that is available and more can be made available, because for us, this is a very, very critical sector which will not only help us in achieving our employment targets, but also basically in achieving our vision. So welcome to the state, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as a testimony to Odisha's growing manufacturing prowess, IPICOL has signed MOUs with several leading companies within the garment segment. We would now like to invite them on stage for the exchange of MOUs. I would request MD IPICOL, Mr. Bhupendra Singh Punia, and Executive Director, Shri Kalyan Mohanty, to please join us on stage for the same. So in the first group, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite on stage the representatives of KPR Mills, Adishtam Ventures Private Limited, SAPL Industries Private Limited, Bond & Co. from Khurda, and Hindalco Industries Limited, who have signed 2 MOUs with the IPICOL from Keonjhar and Sambalpur. Can we have all of them on stage? And yes, with a huge round of applause from all of you. To our new partnerships, the total proposed investment from these ventures include 1225 crore, 1,225 crore, and the employment generation potential stands at 16,100. A big round of applause for that. This is the first group within the garment sector. Ladies and gentlemen, you are witnessing new partnerships, so a little bit of energetic and enthusiastic response from all of you would be appreciated, with a big round of applause. So I'll once again repeat: KPR Mills, Adishtam Ventures Private Limited, SAPL Industries Private Limited, and Bond & Co. from Khurda, Hindalco Industries. They've signed 2 MOUs with IPICOL, Keonjhar and Sambalpur. For the next group in the garment, we'll have a group photograph with all our partners before we invite the next group on stage. So here's to strengthening the robust textile ecosystem of Odisha. All right, a big round of applause for our first group in the garment sector. I'll request Mr. Punya and Mr. Mohanty to stay back. And for the next group in the garment sector, we would like to invite on stage some of the leading apparel manufacturing companies from Tirupur: Techno Sportswear Private Limited, Kartar Fashion Private Limited, SRN Knit Private Limited, Carlo Tex Private Limited, and Texture Textiles Private Limited. A big round of applause as we invite them on stage. This is a group comprising leading apparel manufacturing companies from Tirupur. The total proposed investment from these ventures include 370 crore and the employment generation potential stands at 5,250. We are extremely delighted with the employment potential being generated here through these MOUs. I see a lot of applause from our dignitaries on stage. If you can all match with that, that would be really awesome. Post the exchange, of course, a quick group photograph before we go to the last group in the garment sector. So a group photograph, and then we'll move to the last group in the garment sector. And ladies and gentlemen, for the last group in the garment sector, we would like to invite on stage the apparel manufacturing companies who are sourcing partners of Reliance. So please welcome on stage Anubhav Apparel Private Limited, Chandramukhi Private Limited, Vivid Clothing Private Limited, Luna Apparel Private Limited, Puneet Creation Private Limited, Kagzi Export Private Limited, Garmef Private Limited, Richa Global Private Limited, Deepo Enterprises Private Limited, Creative Garments Private Limited, Warrior Private Limited, Mooncorp Private Limited, United Knitting Mills Private Limited, New Line Exports Private Limited, RPK Apparel Private Limited, Ria Apparel Private Limited, and SDC Clothing. So these are all the apparel manufacturing companies who are also sourcing partners of Reliance. The total proposed investment from these ventures include 985 crore and the employment generation potential stands at 19,350. That deserves a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We are truly grateful for all these new partnerships today on the occasion of Odisha Tex 2025. A new milestone in the textile journey of Odisha. Thank you everyone. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for yet another MOU exchange ceremony. We have 3 companies who have already signed MOUs with Epicol for skilling in apparel and textile sector. May I request Ms. Rashmita Pandar, Director, Skill Development, Employment and CEO, OSDA, to join on stage for the MOU exchange. And we would like to invite on stage representatives of Page Industries Limited, Unisource Trend India, and Shri Guru Trust for the MOU exchange. A big round of applause as we invite them on stage. These are for skilling, specifically for skilling in apparel and textile sector. Page Industries, Unisource Trend India, and Shri Guru Trust. Page Industries targets to skill 1,280 people. Unisource Trend India has a target of 600, while Shri Guru Trust Thank you so much. Scaling in apparel and textile sector. We are grateful to all the 3 industry partners. Thank you so much. May I now request Commissioner Cum Secretary, Skill Development, Technical Education, MD Epicol, Government of Odisha, Shri Bhupendra Singh Punia, who has been actively carrying forward the government's vision of rolling out a strong industrial infrastructure for investors with a focused thrust on textile and apparel sector, to address this wonderful gathering.
Thank you. Namaskar. Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Minister Industries, Skill Development and Technical Education, Honorable Minister Handloom, Textiles and Cooperation, respected Chief Secretary, DC Ma'am, FICCI representative Ms. Priyadarshini, and esteemed guests, industry leaders, skill development partners, on behalf of Government of Odisha, Skill Development and Technical Education Department, once again I welcome you all. I think today's gathering signifies one thing, that the trust and faith you have shown in the state of Odisha, its policies, and also the future growth story. So for that, once again, I really thankful to you. So during the industry's presentation, you have seen, as per vision of our Honorable Chief Minister, we need more industries, we need more employment, but at the same time, we require more of skilled manpower. That's why the skill development is one of the foundational pillar, if you have seen in that presentation. So for that, as we were interacting with many of you, you all endorsed our investment policies. At the same time, because of its flexibility, because of its transparency, because of the time in implementation and the other supports, the government as a whole approach. At the same time, for the skilling also, we are very, very flexible. So what is our strength in case of skilling and the manpower? So I will say we are a youthful state. So you can see 30% of our population is between 15 to 34 years. And at the same time, if you will see the undergraduates and postgraduates, also the graduates and diploma holders from our technical education. So every year we are adding around 11 lakh youth to the workforce. It includes, as ma'am was mentioning, that female labor participation ratio is good and we want to improve it further. So that is the kind of focus we are giving. So as far as the advantage, why we are saying we are very flexible in case of skilling also. So we have one of the top ITIs, World Skill Center, our polytechnics are doing good, our high technical education institutions are doing good, but despite that, as per industry demand, we have enabling policy framework where we have complete flexibility that you can employ, you can train at your own premises, You can ask us to train for you at our own cost. You can provide us your module, your requirement, so we can train. At the same time, we provide infrastructure. You can train. One more good example, just now we have witnessed the MOU exchange between Page Industries. So they are training at their own campus as per their own requirements. So that's why you can reduce the attrition, and you can train as per your requirement, and they will feel more comfortable, more productive. So that's how for all kinds of partnership we are ready. Today we have investors, but along with that we have invited service providers or skill providers. So you can have tie-up with them as per your requirement. They can train, we can train. So this is our, especially for apparel and textile sector, I will say that in our ITIs we have specialized courses for the apparel and textile, not only for the sewing machine operator, but for we call fashion designers. And also we are planning, and we have in few institutes the middle management courses where there is there. So for the industry, you are always welcome to tell us your requirement, and as per your requirement, as per your alignment, we will do that. Also we have Institute of Textile Technology Chodwar. Although it's doing good, but I think with today's gathering and your guidance, we can take it to the next level. It can be one of the center of excellence in the Eastern India or in the India. So that your requirement, your guidance and your feedback will help us to improve the performance of our institute also. This our skilling, as we are trying to spread our investment across the state, same is with the skilling. Our skilling ecosystem is present in almost all districts. So you can say our industry partners, they are also training. So we have more than 5. We have training partner 20 plus. They are running around 43 plus centers in 20 districts, and many more are coming. So as far as skilling is concerned, we are there to help you in any way you like. So for short-term skilling, our major employer, I think you have seen many times, they are present here. They, with them, we have designed courses. They employ, they also train. Page Industry, the very good example that you can train at your own premises with our cost. We are paying for that as per your requirement, and I think that is the best model, and I will request those who are interested, we are ready to help in the same thing. So we need more partners in the skilling ecosystem, more kind of feedback or the industry requirements, so we can upgrade our existing ecosystem. So we can have industry, we can have Kaushal Bhavans, we have our own centers, we have centers of excellence for higher order skill requirements, training of trainers, we do have in World Skill Center, we train, if you want, many of industries, MSMEs, they are sending their employees to get the training, and also placement, internship and apprenticeship. For that also we encourage industries, please enroll and provide youth the exposure, so that will be kind of, pool of resources available for all of you. Many of you keep telling that, because we exist nearby, and then there is lot of attrition and poaching of the good resources. But if we have larger pool, I think everybody will be happy, and the most important thing will be that youth of Odisha, they will get the decent and livelihood and dignity, especially women. So with that, thank you all once again for coming, and we look forward for more partnership in future.
Thank you, Shri Punya. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us on stage Chief Secretary, Government of Odisha, Shri Manoj Ahuja. He has put into action major initiatives of the state government, from expediting industrial policy reforms to championing investment that position Odisha as a premier investment destination today. May I request him for his address, with a big round of applause from all of you.
Thank you. Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Minister Industries, Honorable Minister Cooperation, Development Commissioner, Member FICCI, my colleagues, and most of all the investors and participants for this meet. On behalf of the state government, it's a privilege to welcome all of you, and also I think a pleasure and an honor for me to thank all of you for choosing this state to invest and to partner with the state for Odisha's growth story. It's important, as some of you are here in the state, some of you are investing afresh, it's important for you to understand what is the thinking of the state, how do we work, how do we look forward about this sector, and how do we go about. After this government had come to power, I think one of the first things which the Honorable Chief Minister desired was, we have such what we call a demographic dividend. We have youth who are coming out and they need jobs. So he said our first priority should be growth and employment. Having said that, then after analysis, he narrowed down. When he was told that these are the sectors, these are the job opportunities, this is how employment, how much they'll create, we narrowed down on textiles, apparel, non-leather footwear, etc. Third, we realized that it's a huge global opportunity, a huge global market, and then he directed that whatever we do in Odisha should be ensure global competitiveness for the investors here. Otherwise, it's not going to, a domestic market is just not enough. And that was the direction he gave, that go down professionally and understand how are we placed vis-a-vis the other states and vis-a-vis other countries. Somebody mentioned, I think Eamon mentioned Bangladesh and Vietnam. How are we positioned? So we start now, put the factors which are required into position and then move ahead. And then we narrow down, and you would see, and the Honorable Chief Minister would also be informing you about the initiatives taken and the policies we have put in place and making it happen. Again, the Honorable Prime Minister has been saying about ease of doing business. The same thing, our Honorable Chief Minister is a person from the grassroots, and that is what he mentioned. He said, you have a lot of things in books, good ideas, but the common man should tell that he's actually, whatever you are saying and whatever you're doing are actually available to the person on the field or the investor and people like that. I think that's the mindset which is there. For the state, it's a priority sector, and we are thinking global. We are not thinking short term, it's a long term thing. We have a 5-year plan, we have a 10-year plan, and we want to do that. It's a huge market. I mean, it's a very good news. I mean, yesterday all of you know that India signed an FTA with UK. The UK is not one of the biggest importers, but yet we had a disadvantage with Bangladesh and Vietnam in terms of import duties. And I believe now we have more or less, we had a 10 or 12% duty disadvantage, which has been now come to 0 or something. Similarly, I mean, if you look at the last decade, and these are issues which we would like feedback from you about how to go ahead. Our India's performance as a country in this sector has been more or less stagnant. There was a market which was vacated by China, which had like 42%, it came down to 29%, but Vietnam went up from similar 3.5%, 4% to 8%, 9%, Bangladesh did that, whereas our share of the global trade has actually declined. In apparel, we are 3%. It's a huge market of 526 billion. What are we doing? It's 16 billion. So this is the opportunity we have. The factors which we require, ease of doing business and everything, it is with us. And we need to aggressively move forward to that. For some of the things which we have kind of working on, and that's what I'm saying, we look at you as partners, and we look upon you to give us the feedback. I think you're more connected with the markets, you're more connected with what's happening, you're more connected with where the disadvantages lie in terms of competitiveness. And those are the factors, I think Secretary Skills also mentioned, that our policies are very bespoke. We can tailor it for you. We're very flexible, and we'll be working. Some of the things which will be coming out are under progress: labor reforms, longer hours, shifts, especially about women, since a lot of women will be participating there. Will be working there, allowing them to work, building laws, relaxing them. Some of them have been done, some of them are under progress, ensuring that all of you, wherever investment can't come, state-of-the-art effluent treatment plants are there, and logistics, ICDs. We have a skilled infrastructure, and we have a lot of institutions. We would be open to partnering in PPP mode or any other mode, but whatever is required for a global ecosystem for this industry, the government is committed to provide. And that we feel that the vision or the dream which the Honorable Chief Minister has or the government has and which you are partnering, I think we have to make it possible. We had a target of, we have about 23 million of apparel. We had a target for 2030 of about 2.5 billion, which seemed very big for us. But having seen your response, I think we will easily be able to do it, take it up to 4 billion or 5 billion. So very aggressive targets, and rest assured, we'll work together and we'll make it happen. Two more things, since most of my colleagues did mention. I think since there is a large amount of subsidies and all, one of the factors, and this is just an example of how we think and how we work, one of the major subsidies will be employee subsidies. Now, right now what is happening is we sat down and we saw that you have to submit bills and all, it is checked by a certain process and then. We are talking to Government of India, we link it up with your EPFO and those returns. So automatically once you do that, subsidies will flow. So this is just a small part of a thinking of ease of doing business for the entire gamut of, for the ecosystem and wherever, let's say the shoe pinches, but you have to tell us. You have to tell us the pain points and we'll work on them. Second thing, while we are embarking on this sector, it will employ a lot of women. And it will employ a lot of women and others who would be coming from villages and all. We have an opportunity. The Honorable Chief Minister, like I told you, comes from the grassroots. You see, we have an opportunity to create, give our workers dignity. I think no business, I mean, this is my personal belief, no business would grow very big or global unless we give that, unless they feel, unless we give dignity to our workers. So good, I think if we can make it aspirational, we can give them good working hostels and all, where the state can come up with a proactive policy, viability gap funding and all, so that they feel that this is the place they want to be. If it's aspirational, you will see the word will spread. And the expansion we are looking for would be faster. We expect that maybe 5 years down the line, the growth which is better than linear now would become exponential. So for the state, it's a very, very huge focus area, a target, which we feel will give employment to our people. And the state has put all its might. We don't work like departments, it's a whole of government approach, and we would look at a very active partnership where you keep on giving us feedback. Everything evolves, we need to change with the times, nothing is static, and we would do that. That's a commitment. So thank you once again for coming here. Let's work on this dream together and make it happen for Odisha. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your address. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to invite the companies within the textile and yarn segment who have already signed the MOUs with the PICOL. I would once again like to invite MD PICOL, Mr. Bhupendra Singh Punia, and Executive Director Shri Kalyan Mahanti on stage for the MOU exchange. And let's welcome on stage representatives of SCM Garments Private Limited and Aditi Lifestyle from Khordha. The proposed investment from SCM Garment Private Limited is 150 crore. Employment generation potential stands at 2,000. And the proposed investment from Aditi Lifestyle is 300 crore, and the employment generation potential stands at 1,000. So after the garment and apparel sector, this is for textile and yarn. Followed by a quick group photograph. Let's have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Congratulations, and thank you for being a part of our textile growth story. Ladies and gentlemen, it's once again time for some experience sharing by industry leaders within the sector. We have the presence of KPR Mills, one of India's largest vertically integrated textile companies with over 4 decades of experience in yarn, fabric and garment. KPR is making foray into Odisha with a major investment of 350 crore for an integrated garment manufacturing facility in Khordha district, expected to generate over 5,000 direct jobs. I would like to invite on stage Mr. Anand Krishnan, Executive Director, KPR Mills, for his address and experience sharing. Let's welcome him on stage with a round of applause.
Good afternoon, and Honorable Chief Minister, and all the dignitaries on stage, and my friends from industry. Very warm welcome to all of you. So it is a really proud moment for us from KPR. So it was started by my father, KP Ramasamy, in the year 1984, and we are in the entire value chain. We do the spinning, knitting, processing, and garment, and we are present in the state of Tamil Nadu, like Sir said, Coimbatore and Tirupur region. Now this is our first foray other than Tamil Nadu. We have other states, but not in textile business. We are in sugar manufacturing in the state of Karnataka, but textile, this will be our first foray. Our experience so far with Odisha has been very, very conducive. We have met with Hemanta Sharma sir 2 months back. We came along with our chairman and MD, and we have met him, and he was very welcoming, and he had shown us some lands, and we are in the process. And really, I would suggest my other friends also who are from the area to be aware of the Odisha policies are very, very conducive. So thanks for the opportunity, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your positive words. We also have the presence of Shahi Exports Private Limited, leading apparel manufacturer of the country. In Odisha, they are the first unit operating in the state, and 2 operational units already, also expanding for the 3rd unit. They have also employed more than 4,000 people, and I would now request Mr. R.P. Goel from Shahi Exports to please join on stage for the experience sharing. A big round of applause for Shahi Exports Private Limited.
Namaskar. Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Odisha, Honorable Ministers of State of Odisha, respected Chief Secretary and other senior officers of State Government, officers of Central Government, representative of FICCI on the dais, members of trade and industry, representatives of trade bodies, ladies and gentlemen. I begin with expressing my sincere gratitude for providing Shahi Exports an opportunity to share thoughts with this august gathering. Shri Hemanta Sharma ji, ACS, has already explained beautifully the advantages of being in Odisha. So I need not replicate that. I will simply say that was not a marketing exercise. That was what actually is available in Odisha. Let me tell you about Shahi Exports. We begin in this apparel manufacturing 50 years ago. This was a small enterprise started by a women entrepreneur, and it really grew up like anything. Today, we are operating 70 plus units throughout India, and we are employing 1.25 lakh workers and have an export base of $1 billion US, which is largest in India right now. We are having 2 units in Odisha. First unit was started in 2016, and encouraged by the response of people here, response of the state official machinery, and the advantages being in Odisha, we set up 2nd unit in 2022. I'm happy to share that we are in the process of installing a 3rd unit here, which will be giving employment to 5,000 people in Odisha. Apart from this, we are also running 19 training centers in the hinterland of Odisha, where up to now, we have trained about 16,000 people, and I'm happy to announce that we have given employment to all those 16,000 people in Odisha. Taking inputs from the stakeholders to reshape states' policies shows an honest intent of the government to strengthen the ecosystem. It enhances the state's appeal as a manufacturing destination. Industry highly appreciates this consultative approach and also the state's consistent efforts in supporting the textile and apparel sector. The industry acknowledges progressive steps taken by the government of Odisha to build a comprehensive ecosystem for this industry, be it in terms of industrial infrastructure, skilling initiatives, or policy facilitation. The support has been visible and consistent. Sir, we operate in export segment. Our buyers, the global clothing brands, have many choices, be it Bangladesh, Vietnam, China, Cambodia, and also the units situated in other states of India. The deciding factor is the price, which has to be competitive. Therefore, it is utmost important for us to keep the cost under control. Any increase in manufacturing cost directly affects our viability. We have been in constant touch with the officers of the state government, and they have been very, very prompt and positive in settling any issue which we face. We are sure that all the issues are well understood and concerned by the concerned departments. The industry remains optimistic that appropriate solutions are being actively pursued by the government. The overall sentiment within the industry is positive, and there is a strong willingness to partner with the state in achieving shared growth objectives. Sir, let me close by saying Shahi Exports remains fully committed to partner in the Odisha's development journey. Thank you once again for providing me this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Goyal, for your kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us on stage Ms. Priyanka Priyadarshini, Member FICCI and Vice President Grasim Industries, that has been breaking barriers and forging new paths for the last 75 years. Aditya Birla, in fact, is one of the forecomers to Odisha. They have one operational unit in the state, expanding to another. I'll now request Ms. Priyadarshini for the industry perspective.
Namaskar. Thank you for the humbling introduction. One thing I would like to add, because this event is in Odisha. I am a daughter of Odisha. I am from a small place called Andapur in Keonjhar district, and I am a daughter-in-law from Cuttack. So I've been outside Odisha and working since last 20 plus years. It's a pleasure to meet you all and try to welcome you all to Odisha Tex 2025. It's a visionary initiative to transform the rich textile heritage to a global competitive textile hub. On behalf of FICCI and Grasim Industries Limited, I congratulate Honorable Chief Minister and the dignitaries of Odisha to have the initiative roll out Odisha Tex 2025. The purpose of this event is to have dialogue with the companies in the textile value chain. FICCI is truly honored and privileged to be industry partner of Government of Odisha in this endeavor. The FICCI Textiles and Technical Textile Committee has been actively engaged in driving key initiatives to support the growth of textile sector. It has played a pivotal role in organizing Technotex, India's premier event on technical textiles since 2011. In 2024, Technotex was successfully integrated to BharatTex with active participation from the Ministry of Textile and further amplifying its reach and impact. FICCI has also been actively working with the Bureau of Indian Standards to develop and rationalize standards for technical textiles. As a part of this initiative, FICCI has also organized annual standard conclave. Grasim's membership with FICCI allows us to engage with policymakers and businesses playing a key role in advocating for business-friendly policies and facilitating networking opportunities like this. We have always believed in sustainable growth. We look forward to strengthening this bond further by exploring synergy in value-added textiles. Ladies and gentlemen, we have already seen videos on textiles and apparel business ecosystem in Odisha and heard about the experiences of business who are already invested into the state. Odisha, with its tremendous investment potential coupled with business-friendly ecosystem, indeed provides opportunity for all of you to increase your engagement with the state. And this is just the beginning. I'm sure that this event would work as a springboard to strengthen mutually beneficial business engagements between Government of Odisha and the industry's textile value chain. We from Birla Cellulose have been working in Odisha to promote Modal Excel in many different handloom clusters. I'm sure all the industry peers in spinning ecosystem are engaged with us as partners. We will connect offline to discuss further collaboration through the day. Talking about Aditya Birla Group, ABA Farrell has a apparel manufacturing unit in Mancheswar. Through Hindalco, one garment manufacturing unit in Raigada is already under construction. And today we signed 2 more MOUs for units in Sambalpur and Keonjhar through Hindalco. In addition to what we have discussed today with regards to the units coming up in different sectors and value chain of textile, I will add a little bit on the infrastructure, ecosystem and grants being provided by the state for the startup ecosystem. And I will encourage the entrepreneurs to please focus and work on this sector of upcoming startups. My advice to the entrepreneurs present here would be to focus on sectors like smart and technical textile, sustainability focused recycled and biodegradable fibers, digital solutions like AI driven design and supply chain agents, on demand platforms, and space of circular fashion like rental, resale, take back models, artisan, e-commerce, and textile, industrial textiles like geotextile. I have been personally involved with institutions, academia like ISB and IIM to mentor many of their incubated startups. And I see the future of startups in these sectors in textile is very promising, and they are actually getting funded. You may reach out and take help from me offline. Please, this is a request because it's my interest to help startups in this sector and share my experience. FICCI will continue to facilitate such dialogues between state government and investor community. As I stand here today, I must confess, my relationship with textile industry is the longest commitment I have ever kept. We are talking about 22 years of patiently waiting to see Odisha textile sector grow, and I have quietly cheered for each and every MOU signed for the state. Now the wait is finally over. It's the last few stitches that actually makes the masterpiece. I look forward to returning back to my home state where I can continue my career in this sector. Thank you everyone. Here's to a grand success of Odisha Tex 2025. Make the most of today. Jai Jagannath.
Thank you, Ms. Pridushni. Ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to have with us on stage Honorable Minister for Industries, Skill Development and Technical Education, Shri Sampath Chandra Swai, who has been driving Odisha's industrial vision with an unwavering commitment to employment-intensive growth, championing the expansion of the textile and apparel sector through sustainable ecosystem building and investment initiative. May I now request him for his address. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
जय जगन्नाथ, नमस्कार. Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha, Shri Mohan Charan Majhi ji, Honorable Minister for Cooperation, Handloom, Textile and Handicrafts, Shri Pradeep Balasamant ji, Chief Secretary, Shri Manoj Ahuja ji, DC Com Additional Chief Secretary, Srimati Anu Garg ji, ACS Industries, Shri Hemant Sharma ji, Commissioner Com Secretary, Skill Development and Technical Education, Shri Bhupinder Singh Punia ji, Commissioner Com Secretary, Handloom, Textile and Handicraft, Member of FICCI, Srimati Priyanka Priyadarshini ji, Senior Government Officials, Lead Investors, Official of FICCI, Member of the Media, Distinguished Guests, Industry Leaders, Entrepreneurs, Representative of Global Retail Platforms and friends from the textile ecosystem. It is a privilege to join you today at OTEX 2025, a first of its kind initiative by Government of Odisha to consolidate our collective vision for the future of textile and apparel manufacturing in the state. Under the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji and the able guidance of our beloved Chief Minister Shri Mohan Charan Majhi ji, the convergence we are witnessing here today of investment, infrastructure, skills and sustainability is exactly what we believe will define the next decade of industrial growth in Odisha. This conclave is about creating a practical plan to expand the textile sector across districts, strengthen its value chains and bring more people, especially women and youth, into the formal jobs. In Odisha, we believe one thing very clearly: industry cannot grow alone. It needs the right environment to succeed. That's why the government has been working steadily to build that environment step by step, whether it's clear policies like IPR 2022 and the Odisha Apparel and Technical Textile Policy, or setting up dedicated textile zones with ready infrastructure, or using digital platform like GoSwift for faster approval. We have been trying to remove every hurdle from the system. The industry department, along with the handloom, textile and handicrafts and MSME department, has made apparel and textiles a top priority for job-oriented industrial growth. Our aim is to make Odisha a trusted sourcing hub known for compliance, competitiveness and capacity. Today's global manufacturing trends are changing. Companies are no longer relying on just one country for sourcing. This is where Odisha has a great opportunity, not just as a cheap option, but as a dependable long-term partner with access to ports, skilled manpower and a strong governance system. We are already in talks with companies following the China Plus One and Bangladesh Plus One strategy. Our goal to make Odisha the plus one they choose. As the Minister of Skill Development and Technical Education, I want to say that we are taking an integrated approach to fill the skill gap in our state. We are aligning ITIs, polytechnics and sector skill council with what industry really need. We have started designing job-linked courses in fields like automated garmenting, technical textile and textile machinery operations. This will ensure that companies coming to Odisha will get ready to work talent from day one. I also want to talk about balanced growth across the state. Textile and apparel unit have the special advantage of being set up in the both urban and semi-urban areas. In places like Khurda, Cuttack, Ganjam, Bargarh and Sonpur, we are working to develop plug-and-play infrastructure, shared facility center and skill cluster. We want to make sure no region is left behind in this wave of industrial growth. Equally important is teamwork within the government. We are working across departments to give textile investors a smooth and complete experience, from finding land, getting approval, training workers to helping with compliance. A special task force will follow up on the resolution from this conclave to make sure today's discussion lead to real action. To all industry leaders and entrepreneurs here, I want to give you one clear assurance: Odisha is responsible and ready to partner with you. Whether you are starting a new unit, expanding one, or exploring sourcing options, Odisha will support you, not control you. बंधुगण, आमे जदि देखिबा ओडिशा इतिहास रे टेक्सटाइल बा बयन शिल्प आम ओडिशा इतिहास अत्यंत समृद्ध। जदि पूर्व को आमे देखिबा वर्तमान माननीय मुख्यमंत्री नेतृत्व में टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री उपरे गुरुत्व दिया जाउची। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री विजन थिला किभली भाबरे ओडिशा रे अधिकरु अधिक जो शिल्प निजुक्ति संभावना आनी पारिबो सेही शिल्प उपरे गुरुत्व दबा पई। आपण माने समस्त मध्य जानिथिबे पूर्वरु आमे खोर्धार एक टेक्सटाइल पार्क रे पाखापाखि 12टी इंडस्ट्री रो ग्राउंड ब्रेकिंग बा शिलान्यास करितिलु, जहा द्वारा 37,000 युवक पई निजुक्ति संभावना सृष्टि हो पारिथिला। आज ये ओटेक्स 2025 माननीय मुख्यमंत्री नेतृत्व में आज ये कनक्लेव आयोजन करा जाइछि। ये कनक्लेव खाली कनक्लेव नुह, ओडिशा रे प्रथम नुह, जदि ईस्टर्न इंडिया रे भी आमे देखिबा प्रथम किरी एभली एक कार्यक्रम आयोजन करा जाइछि। एवं एई कार्यक्रम माध्यम रे आज जो एमओ सबु हैला, एमओ हैला पाखापाखि या द्वारा मध्य 53,000 पाखापाखि निजुक्ति संभावना सृष्टि हबो। एवं आज जो एमओ करागला ये एमओ केवल एमओ रे सीमित रहिबो ता नुह, आ पई मध्य जो माने सब एमओ कले से माने लैंड देखि सारिचंती जो जो एरिया रे करिवे मध्य 5टी पार्क मध्य टेक्सटाइल अपैरल फुटवेयर पार्क मध्य 5टी आमर केउंझर, संबलपुर, गंजाम, बलांगीर, जगतसिंहपुर यही सब स्थान रे निर्माण करा जिवो। निश्चित भावे आपण मान जे देखिबे ओडिशा केवल शिल्प क्षेत्र में आगू जाऊनी, शिल्प सहित निजुक्तिर मध्य अभिवृद्धि उपरे गुरुत्व देई आमे आगू को बढ़ुचु। एवं आपण माने समस्ते आज ये कनक्लेव रे उपस्थित रही ए कार्यक्रम सफल करथिबारु समस्त को धन्यवाद जनाउची। थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग पार्ट ऑफ दिस जर्नी। वी लुक फॉरवर्ड टू वर्क क्लोजली विथ ईच वन ऑफ यू। थैंक यू। वंदे उत्कल जननी।
Thank you, Honorable Minister, sir, for your inspiring address. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also grateful to have amidst us today Honorable Minister for Cooperation, Handloom, Textiles and Handicrafts, Shri Samanta. He has been playing a pivotal role in driving the textile growth story in Odisha by spearheading initiatives that bridge tradition with global market, be it an apparel incubation center to foster youth entrepreneurship or launching digital marketing strategies to take handloom and handicraft internationally. May I request him for his address.
ओडिशा टैक्स प्रथम संस्करण आयोजन अवसर मंचासीन लोकंक सरकार लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री श्रीयुक्त मोहन चरण माझी महोदय, मान्यवर शिल्प दक्षता विकास और वैषयिक शिक्षा मंत्री श्रीयुक्त संपत चंद्र स्वाई महोदय, मुख्य शासन सचिव श्रीयुक्त मनोज टंका प्रियदर्शनी महोदया, अतिरिक्त मुख्य शासन सचिव शिल्प सूचना और लोक संपर्क विभाग तथा इपिकल अध्यक्ष श्रीयुक्त हेमंत शर्मा महोदय, एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ टेक्सटाइल गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया श्री रोहित कंसल जी महोदय, हस्ततंत्र बयन और हस्तशिल्प विभाग कमिशनर तथा सचिव गुहा पूनम तापस कुमार महोदया, कमिशनर तथा शासन सचिव दक्षता विकास और वैषयिक शिक्षा भूपेंद्र सिंह पुनिया महोदय, एपिकल अधिकारी महोदय माने, देशर विभिन्न कोणरू आसीथिबा शिल्पपति, प्रतिष्ठित कंपानी प्रतिनिधि और निवेशक बंधुगण, गणमाध्यम प्रतिनिधिवृंद, उपस्थित सज्जन मंडली मोर समस्त को नमस्कार। ओडिशा टैक्स प्रथम संस्कार जोगदे आज मु अत्यंत आनंदित। बयन शिल्प सुजोग और संभावनार एक प्रकृष्ट क्षेत्र होउछि ओडिशा। बयन कला आमर परिचय, यह आम संस्कृत वार्तावह और अस्मितार निदर्शन एवं वस्त्र